But I'm just going to bring in Leanne Matthys, the Deputy Secretary General of the EFF, to just unpack what material issues are there in relation to the statement that has been provided by Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi today.
Well, firstly, our Commander-in-Chief was very clear on bringing up that point very sharply, that we have a supplementary statement before us. And it's supplementing what? Number one, you must be very aware that the ad hoc committee, our recommendations and findings are binding, and they're binding on all arms of government, unlike the commission. So as the EFF, we are very, very cognitive of the fact that this ad hoc committee must not be turned into a rubber stamp that Parliament did something about the rot that has the rot that's in the criminal justice system, and then later on, when people need to go to jail or they need whatever needs to happen to them, that the report can be taken on review. So it's these little things here that create an element that our findings and our recommendations can be taken under review. And we're not going to allow that as the economic freedom fighters. Remember, we are the political party that called that Parliament, set up this ad hoc committee. We have deployed our party leader, our Commander-in-Chief, to be here exactly for that reason, because we are committed to ensure that the rot in the criminal justice system is removed. So we've raised those issues very sharply, and we're not going to let it go. We're not going to waste taxpayers' money on an ad hoc committee that's just going to be a rubber stamp to say something was done, but nothing is actually done.
Is this a material issue that could affect the workings of the ad hoc committee? And also, we heard from the EFF leader, Julius Malema, saying that Advocate Norman Arendse must be changed. Will this not add a different curb to what the ad hoc committee is intending to do?
Unfortunately, if that needs to happen, it needs to happen, and it needs to happen in the beginning rather in the middle of where we are. Remember, we've had numerous meetings to the lead up to this day. We briefed the evidence leaders over and over again. It was the evidence leader, Advocate Arendse. They came, and his position was even that we should move our committee, ad hoc committee sittings to Pretoria. We said no. We're not going to do that. We are going to run this ad hoc committee as a parliamentary ad hoc committee, and we're not going to be a supplementary. To let the commission do their work. It's an executive committee. Remember, even that executive answers here to Parliament. And because our decisions and our findings are binding, we need to make sure that we do a proper job. So if we have to start all over again, so be it. It's unfortunate, but we are going to give South Africa what they deserve. And we need to root out, and all those that are involved in the rot of our criminal justice system that leaves children raped without justice, it must stop, and it must stop today.
Leanne, we understand that there are somewhat of an engagement that's happening between parties. Are you able to tell us what exactly parties are discussing?
Hey, you've been very cheeky, because I was just saying to you on the side, I need to go and speak to my colleagues. No, well, we're just engaging on how we need to move forward and where each party is standing in terms of on what must actually happen today, and whether it is possible for the supplementary statement that we have before us to be actually commissioned and be a main statement before the committee. There's no gossip, love.
Are you not concerned as a party that this may derail the workings of the ad hoc committee? You have a deadline of the end of October to hand over a report to the House. Are you concerned that this may derail and delay that particular task?
It is derailed already because of these inefficiencies, but if we just let it go, as I said, we opening ourselves up to review. So all this hard work and all this money that has been spent on it, it's going to amount to nothing. So we'd rather do something, and we'd rather do it properly. We do have the option of coming before the National Assembly again and ask for an extension. It's obviously not our first option or something that is high on our agenda to do. But given the rot that is in our criminal justice system, we must not just steamroll over this and just be quick to move on. We want to do do a thorough job. We want to make sure those that are involved in all this rot are held accountable. If they need to go to jail, they must go to jail. If we need to appoint new ministers and police commissioners and NPA bosses, etc., this is where it must start.
Thank you. That was Leanne Madeis, the Deputy Secretary General of the EFF, who's just given us an indication of what the EFF is calling for. But I'm just going to bring in another MP, Mr. Nomvalo of the MK Party, who raised a different issue in relation to the statement that was given or handed to the ad hoc committee. What was the issue that you raised? I understand it has to do with the signature that was on or lack thereof on the document.
No, the issue that we raised is that the statement before us has not been signed. Now, the impact of that is that, or the implication rather, is that the person to whom we allege that the statement has been written is not going to be accountable for it in future because there is no signature. So we are not sure whether there is a love letter before us or it's a statement or it's lyrics of the music, because there is nothing that says this is my statement as General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. So that means he can deny it tomorrow when we ask him about the content of that letter. So that is the issue that we have raised, but the chair, and we're not happy with the manner in which the chair has responded to that, because he just said it's just a technical issue. No, it's not a technical issue. It's a legal issue with a legal implication. So it cannot just be taken as a minor issue. We're hoping that when we start here again, when we come back to a meeting, we are going to attend to it. We are not just going to bypass it. We'll make sure that it receives the necessary attention. But another issue which we raised here as the MK Party was to agree with the concern that was raised by the EFF, because the EFF has raised a concern about how the statement itself now has been termed, to be termed as a supplementary statement, because indirectly when you term it a supplementary statement, you are saying the ad hoc committee must rely on the material and documentary evidence of the Commission of Inquiry. And when you do that, we are putting the ad hoc committee in a situation where in future it will have to account on the issues which have been dealt with by the Commission of Inquiry, on issues which we had no control over. So we are saying we are initiating our own process here. We can't rely on the Commission of Inquiry. Let's rely on the investigation that we ourselves as the ad hoc committee, as mandated by Parliament, have been tasked to do. So we agree with the EFF, and that is why we're on lunch now, is because we want that defect to be cured, because it has a very long-standing impact if it is not corrected today.
You mentioned something about the chairperson of the ad hoc committee, Mr. Soviet Lechanyane. Is this a vote of no confidence on the MK's part in his handling of this issue?
No, we can't confuse two issues. We don't have a problem with the chair. We think so far he has been a fair chairperson. He has been impartial. He has been transparent. He has been he has been patient with all members of the committees. He has not been partisan. So we do not doubt his leadership capacity in this regard. What we are saying is that the manner in which he responded, and it's just one issue which we think we can find each other with him when we go and deliberate further on it. So that does not mean that we do not have confidence holistically to his leadership in this ad hoc committee. We think he's doing a credible job of being impartial. There are many issues which are unpopular, which we submitted to this committee against the will of some of the members of his party. But he ruled in our favor. So that shows that he chooses to be impartial in the running of this committee. So we're fine with him. We don't have a problem with him. Let's face issues as they are. Let's not be scattered when we're dealing with issues, so that we'll get solutions for every problem that we encounter. We can't use the chair fundraise problems that the chair is a problem because there's a problem of the evidence leader. The current problem that we're faced with now is a problem of incompetence from the side of our legal team. And we never had confidence in them from the word go as the MK Party, to say the least. We had always said that we can find a better candidate than these ones. And today we are vindicated. We think that we made the wrong choice, and I'm sure even yourself, You saw the manner in which he was interjecting the chairperson, forgetting that the ad hoc committee is the employer here. So he must take instructions from the ad hoc committee and not make his own instructions. He must take guidance from us and implement what has been advised and what has been established as a direction by the ad hoc committee.
Well, Michelle, those were representatives from the MK party as well as the EFF who are essentially calling for the same thing and also expressing.
Members of the committee, of the ad hoc committee, seemed very happy with the chairperson of the committee, Khanyana, because he seemed not to be taking sides, and they have openly said they still have no problem with him. There's no bias. He understands and he balanced the equation as every member from different organization posed questions. So far, that is what they had to say about the chairperson. But when it comes to the senior council, they are really not happy. They expressed their concern about how they feel about him. They had been saying this, and now they feel like, more especially for MK, feel like they are vindicated in everything that they have been saying about the senior council, that he seemed not to listen and he seemed not to be more professional as to what exactly has to happen. So those are the things that they have brought up. And what do you think about but so far they haven't gone so up to a certain stage whereby we will still, as audience, we will understand better, but they themselves from the committee were not so comfortable with him. So some members are really having a concern. So now, what is your concern? What is your opinion? Drop your opinion. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bravo, bravo. We are building our country.